So, I hear we're into some of the same stuff.
You're about to join Jon
And Eric.
as we explore said stuff.
Really bad movies. Sega Genesis.
Sports and girls. The interesting aspects of pop culture.
And we'll answer listeners' mail because you have so much to say.
You are listening to
A sophisticated conversation.
Yeah!
Wow,
Yes!
you were very excited.
I
Eric.
am wicked excited.
Well, let me do my little greetings and welcome to episode 16 of Podcast. Wow. Eric, why are you so excited right now?
We literally were about to hit record. Like John had his finger on the record button.
Not literal. It is literal.
It is literal. Like, his finger was on the record button, and right when he's about to hit it to start it, the doorbell rings. Guess who it is, everybody?
Returning to the show is...
How's it going?
It's Cages! Damn it!
Cages, goddammit!
Cages, say it, man. Cages.
I'm Cages, goddammit.
Alright, we'll take that for now. We'll take more attitude later, but right now you're recovering because you were actually doing a physical activity. what the hell, Cages?
I know, you were off the couch. What the hell was going on, man?
It's playing soccer. It's Monday.
Yeah.
Very nice.
How many goals did you have?
I think 4
Excellent.
out of 8 for our team.
Wow.
MVP.
Like I said, Cages comes up big. You always does. Whether it's podcast, hockey, soccer, he comes up big. Just, like tonight, about to start the podcast, but no, Cages is like, screw that. I'm coming on right in the nick of time.
We were pretty worried for a couple minutes there.
We were. So how's everything been, Cages? We haven't, seen you a little bit. What have you been up to?
Not much. Hanging out at home, working out a little bit,
Working out? Nice.
Nice.
Yeah. Ladies are gonna want Cages pretty soon. So do you work out at home, or are you going to a gym?
I was actually doing Wii Fit, believe it or not.
No,
That's
that
what
counts.
That got you off the couch.
Yeah.
Unless if you find a way to cheat, which it's pretty easy to cheat in that game. But you're only cheating yourself.
What do you use?
Cages.
Like use the controller instead of the
There's a lot of things. Or there's the jogging one where you're supposed to have it in your pocket, and it
You
every
just
time
move
you
it up and
bounce,
down,
you can just take it in your hand and shake it,
belt.
which is still technically moving it and being physical, but in a different way. You could be just as physical with yourself that way.
Does we? That's a very good point. I didn't pick up on that at first. I was like, oh. Does Wii Fit work? Do you have Wii Fit?
I have Wii Fit, and it works if you use it regularly, which 90% of users, including me, do not.
Cages, are you going to use it regularly?
I'm going to try to.
Yeah, that's what I like to hear, Cages. What else is new? What's going on? Anything good? Any good news?
Nothing really.
No? Getting ready to go back to school like in a month?
Trying to.
Yeah, our
things
listeners
up.
are going to miss you. We're going to need you to come down on weekends or something.
I'll try and make it once or twice.
Yeah,
Once or twice.
You'll have to like sleep.
Every so often.
How about you like sleep through class and come down here?
That's his specialty.
Somehow I think I'd be killed if I did that.
Nice. Well, Cages, have you seen any good movies lately?
Not really, no.
No? Have you?
What have you been watching?
Yeah, what have you been watching?
Whatever the hell's been on TV.
Anything of note?
Like what?
Uh,
Could be anything. Like, I talked last time about how I watched a show called Teen Mom on NPV, and I enjoyed it. So,
Actually-
Cages, you can admit whatever you want.
Have you seen the crappy Avatar movie yet?
yes, I have seen it.
Did it successfully ruin your image of that great TV show?
Kind of, yeah, because they did leave a decent number of stuff out that was there.
And I heard what they
kinda
put in, they
sets
could
up.
have done a lot better.
Yeah.
Well, M. Night Shyamalan did it. Come on now.
Yeah, actually, pretty much, he got big with his first few movies, and Hollywood
Yeah.
got to his head, and now nobody's got the balls to tell him that his product sucks.
I
They
don't
just
get
kiss
why
his
they
ass.
market his movies as M. Night Shyamalan. I'm like, that's probably taking away viewers, not helping.
Well, at one point, he was supposed to be the next
Oh,
Spielberg.
no, he was
Yeah.
dubbed it by Time Magazine back in 2001. They said he was the next... Because, I mean, his movies in the beginning were incredible. I mean,
Yeah.
he did Unbreakable was
Sixth
good,
Sense.
Sign, Sixth Sense. Like, all in a row. I mean, that's like when you're as young as he was, that's crazy. That's like doing 3 like MVP years in a row, but then being like a 10th bench player. Like,
Well, I did read about they interviewed the creators of the cartoon
yeah.
for the Avatar, and they made it pretty clear to distance themselves that they had nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
I've never seen the cartoon. Was it a good show?
It
Or?
wasn't bad.
No, everything I've heard about the cartoon has been phenomenal. Like, reputable film critics have said to not watch the movie and to watch the cartoon.
Really?
And for Nickelodeon cartoon to be given that much praise is pretty big.
Because that was not even like a Japanese cartoon, right? Wasn't it
Nope.
American?
Nope, it's
but it was
American.
designed to look and
It was
feel
created
like a
and
Japanese.
made for Nick in
Yeah.
America. So
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And back to M. Night Shyamalan, though, but like his movies, holy crap, have they sucked lately?
Yeah.
He did, after Signs was his last good movie. I thought Signs was pretty good. I thought it was entertaining and enjoyable, had a little bit of suspense in it. Then he released The Village, which, you know, you gotta give the guy a mulligan every now and then. I mean, even good directors make a pretty bad movie.
I
every
know
now
some
and
people
then.
who love The Village. It's
It's
really
horrible.
polarizing. I haven't seen it, so I
It's
can't
an
comment.
absolutely horrendous movie.
And how about? And then he made The Happening. Well, he did
He did The Lady in the Water,
Yeah.
which was horrendous. He did The Happening. He did, there was one more, too, in between that was atrocious, I believe.
he? No, I don't
Did
think
he?
so.
No, it's just The Village, Lady in the Water, The Happening.
Yeah.
He actually has a new movie coming out, which I'm actually, like, to be honest with you, as much as I rip on M. Night Shyamalan, I liked his early movies, and I'm hoping he does come back and makes a good one. And he has a movie coming out, I think it's called, like, The Devil or something, and it's about, actually looks pretty cool. These, like, 5 or 6, I think it's 6 people, they get on an elevator, and I guess one of them
Oh, yeah.
is the
Yeah.
devil. And, like, the lights go out, and when the lights come back on, one girl had, like, bite marks on her, and they're trying to, one person in the elevator is not, you know, it could, this is the thing, it could either make M. Night Shyamalan, like, okay again, or just look atrocious.
Well, that sounds kind of like The Happening in the sense that it could be like an hour and a half episode of Twilight Zone.
Pretty
which
much.
I like Twilight Zone in
Love
segments.
Twilight
In
Zone.
half-hour segments, it's awesome. But The Happening was pretty much an hour and a half episode, and it was too drawn out, not enough substance at all.
I saw like 2 minutes of The Happening. I had friends that went opening night as a joke, like to laugh at it, and they said it was literally one of the worst like movies that came out in a while. Which is too bad because Mark Wahlberg was in it, and he's a pretty good actor in my book.
He's hit or miss.
Yeah, and so let's hope that M. Night Shyamalan's new movie won't be too bad.
So Eric, what have you been watching lately?
I've watched 2 good movies over the last weekend. First, Friday night, I saw Hot Tub Time Machine.
That's a
John
funny movie.
Cusack, and I don't know the other guys, or I've seen them in movies, but I don't.
It's Clark. I can't remember his name, but the kid with the glasses. He's funny.
He's in it. The black guy. He was in what was that?
Zack and Mary Make a
He
Porno.
was in that. He was in another one. He's really funny. Just everyone, and then the other guy from Harold and Kumar, Guantanamo Bay,
Yeah.
the crazy like FBI guy. He was also crazy. And Hot Tub Time Machine really surprised me. I was at a buddy's house. We both got out of work at like 8:30 at night. It was a long night at the office, and we got some food and then hung out. We're like, let's watch a movie. What's on? And nothing really good was on demand. So we saw Hot Tub Time Machine. It surprised me. It was
It's funny.
really funny. I actually really liked it. I wouldn't mind owning that movie. Like it was really funny. And if you're a fan of either 80s pop culture or 80s movies like Back to the Future or really just anything comedy, it was
Yeah.
good.
It's got some funny raunchy moments.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. Did you see that one, KJ?
I haven't seen it, but the only thing I can really remember about that was their big Michael Jackson joke that came out right after he died.
Yeah, he's like, oh, what color is
Yeah.
Michael Jackson? Yeah. No, it was really good though. It was funny. They pretty much doesn't make any sense, but the hot tub is a time machine. They go back in time and
Doesn't
They
have to make sense.
they get to change. And it made me wonder though. It's like, would I change anything if I could go back in time? Would you do it?
Doesn't was it Chevy Chase make an appearance?
He
Yeah, he
does.
does.
Yeah, he's actually makes a pretty good
He's
cameo.
pretty funny.
Yeah. It was good, and they make a lot of references to like 80s movies, like Say Anything. They made a few references to Back to the Future, like all these 80s movies. So
John Cusack references.
yeah, I
himself
mean John
several
Cusack
times.
is like a king of 80s like teen movies, really. So it's funny to see him as an adult, and he's probably in my book one of the most underrated actors in Hollywood. He's really good.
Yeah,
He's
definitely.
in a lot of really good movies, but yeah, so it was good. And then Sunday, John and I went to the movies and we saw Predators.
It was a
The
good
new-
reboot for the franchise.
Yeah, not bad, considering that franchise needed a reboot really bad, because the last two were kind of duds. I
Yeah,
thought.
this is more like the real sequel to the first one.
Pretty much, yeah. Like, it really is. Like, Predator 2, even with Danny Glover, as entertaining as it really wasn't.
And then this is a good reboot because it reintroduces the rules, but has some callbacks to the first one.
Yeah, exactly. It's a lot more like the first one, even though it's not on Earth, per se. But very good movie. If you like action movies, you're a fan of the series, check it out. And then, John, what have you
And
been up to?
actually, back to Predators really
Okay,
quick. I think Adrian Brody did a pretty good job.
He was...
like you
I
don't
was so surprised.
You don't see him as like the buff, like militaristic
badass. Yeah,
warrior type.
I see him as like the pianist, or he was,
Yeah.
the Jewish piano player who survived all that.
I haven't seen the movie yet, so don't ruin it for
Oh,
me.
okay, it's really good. But yeah, it's who I see him as. So to see him as this gun wielding badass, like, he doesn't talk like a different dialogue than this.
But you buy it.
Yeah, he did a good job. He's a good actor. I thought the acting was really good. And the girl, she was,
I can't remember.
what's her name? But she's in a bunch of action movies too. She was good.
Was it Fishburne?
Yeah, Morpheus.
Yeah.
Morpheus makes an appearance, which was really funny. Yeah, he was in it too. He was kind of an asshole in that. I'm sorry, I swore. He was in,
asshole's fine.
Is it fine?
Asshole.
iTunes won't say that's dirty.
I don't care.
Oh, okay. Well, he was an asshole in that movie.
Okay.
Rather
And-
be an asshole than the whole ass.
Yeah, that's true. He was. We're speaking, Dear Apple. We're talking about donkeys, by the way. We're not talking about body parts, so it's all good. But yeah, he was that. So
Right.
what else? What else, John? You had a pretty big weekend.
Well, we'll get to that later.
Oh,
but,
okay.
yeah, lately I've been watching. Last night I watched a Swedish vampire movie that I've heard a lot about called "Let the Right One In," and a lot of people.
So that sounds like a porno movie.
Well, that's to be made, I'm sure. Especially with the American title of the film, which is it's being remade for American audiences called "Let Me In," so that could be even. But
I think there already are a few with that name.
it's possible, but or at least a few where they say that.
Yeah,
But
I think Cages owns it. Actually,
wouldn't be surprised.
He has it on Laserdisc.
But no, it's I don't mind foreign films like with subtitles, and the one rule is if you're gonna watch a foreign film, excluding anime, is to watch it with the subtitles first and then watch it with the dub, because you can still get all the intonations and everything.
See, I'm the opposite. I'd rather watch it with the dub than the subtitles.
Yeah, but a lot of times if you watch it with the subtitles first on the dub, you realize how much the dub left out.
Well, I mean, the dub does, but like with the subtitles though, like I feel like I missed the visual part of the movie too.
Right.
Because like I've only seen one movie in my life in theaters that had subtitles. It was
Pan's Labyrinth?
no, it was Crouching Tiger. Hidden
Oh,
Dragon.
okay.
Like I saw that in theaters, had the subtitles, and I felt like I was just looking at the bottom of the screen like the whole time and missing like.
It depends
Yeah.
where they place the subtitles too.
Well, sometimes they've been like with computers now too. They can kind of like move the mouths a little extra
Right.
to make it fit the dialogue better.
But regardless of that, the movie was interesting. It was probably the best vampire movie I've seen, and there wasn't a whole lot of vampire stuff in it. Well, there was and there wasn't, but it's interesting.
Are we talking like Twilight vampires here? What kind of vampires are we talking about?
No, it's a 12-year-old girl.
That's a vampire.
And in the American version, it's going to be Chloe Moretz, who recently was big as Hit Girl in Kick-Ass.
So what's like a basic plot summary of this movie?
Without giving too much away, there's a 12-year-old kid in Sweden who gets bullied, and he imagines himself killing the bullies. Then he meets the vampire, and he doesn't know she's a vampire, and they become friends. He has a Rubik's Cube,
Oh, really?
and it takes place in the early 80s. So
Another 80s. There we go.
yeah, another 80s. So yeah, and their relationship builds, and the world around them is interesting, and it's just an interesting movie.
Nice.
Good, nice, artfully done.
Yeah. No, I've seen previews. It looks good. Cages, do you like vampires?
Depends.
What kind of vampires do you like then?
Not Twilight, but I don't know. I'd probably be interested in that movie. Too.
Actually, I've never seen Twilight, but do do they kill people in Twilight, or are they
I
just
don't
like,
I
hey,
think-
guess
I
what?
think
I'm a
they just-
vampire.
I think they just like go out on dates and stuff. I think what it is like, I've never seen it. I know Mike Bordelais, Frenchie, the intern, says I was at a marathon screening, which I wasn't. But I think what it is like she is falling in love with a vampire, and he doesn't want to like make her one. I think. I don't think they actually like eat people or
Okay.
anything. I think that's what it is. I think. Right.
You still haven't seen Inception, have you?
I haven't. I actually might see that with my parents this week. My mom really wants to see that, and so do I. So we might go on a mother-son outing to the Inception to go see that. It looks pretty good.
Yeah, I recommend it. And it's funny, on the Slash Filmcast, which I listen to on a podcast, I recommend you all listen to it too. They all had a favorable opinion of the movie. Some liked it, some loved it. And they interviewed this one critic who hated the movie. And that guy was crazy. I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but the guy hated Inception, but he loved like Transformers 2.
This is like Michael Bay's son or something.
I don't know, but this guy always apparently writes bad reviews for good movies and good
Right.
reviews for bad movies, and
Maybe he does it on purpose.
I don't know, but it pisses a lot of people off.
That would piss me
And
off.
their debate with him was awkward.
I mean, is Inception too confusing to just see
It's
it
not,
once
it's-
though?
no,
Like,
it's-
like I don't know if you guys noticed this as a movie fan, but I feel like from the years like 99 to about 2004, people just made movies as confusing as possible to like seem cool. Did you notice that? Like, it's like, no, you can't watch it once. You have to watch it like 35 times to really like. It got annoying. Like, I don't know. Like, I can't put my thumb on. I can't give a list and be like, it happened in this, and this.
Oh, one of my
I
favorite
feel like that
movies,
was like a trend in movies for a while.
one of my favorites, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, fell in that era, and it's kind of along that.
It's a little bit. I mean, it's not
that
too
movie's
bad.
crazy. That movie's a sci-fi romantic twist, crazy movie.
That movie, it's funny. I saw that in theaters, and I took a girl when I was like 16 or 17 in high school. And I think it was probably like the worst date of her life. Like, she was kind of a loser, anyways. And then for me, I was like, oh, like this is awesome.
Yeah.
And then her, she just was like looking at her watch every 3 seconds. We're like 20 minutes into the movie.
Actually, I saw it in theaters for my 17th birthday.
Yep.
And then when it came out on video, I showed my then girlfriend at the time, like, being like, check out this awesome movie, it's great. Didn't have any effect. I was like, oh, you are not my type.
What I thought was cool about that movie was Jim Carrey. Like, it really was not a role you're used to with the guy.
No.
Like, it's kind of cool to see him as a good actor.
He did really good in that.
Yeah, I was really
He was
surprised.
convincing, and I loved it.
It was pretty good. Kate Winslet was in it. Elijah Wood.
Kate Winslet is awesome in most
There was a
next
lot
season,
of
too.
there was a lot of good
Mark
actors.
Ruffalo.
Yep, Elijah Wood, Frodo. He was
Yeah.
in that. He was kind of a jerk in that one, though.
A little bit,
He
yeah.
was kind of a weasel, but kind of like Hages.
Well, you know.
Exactly.
You can't, like, but-
Actually, whoa, us talking about movies has gone on for a while.
I don't care. No, we're going. We're going.
All right.
We're gonna.
We'll go on for another minute.
We'll go on for another minute. I lost my train of thought, so maybe we should.
Okay, I guess we'll go to commercial.
All right, fine. Hey, John.
What is it, Stuart?
Guess what?
I don't want to guess. Just tell me.
Last night, I was watching Return of the Jedi, and I saw Princess Leia by Jabba's palace, and I felt something.
Did you start fapping?
It was amazing. There was like a thump in my pants.
A thump?
It was. I don't know what.
Like a stomp.
Oh, it was. Yeah, it was awesome, and it was so cool. It was better than when we played World of Warcraft.
It wasn't.
And I made my level 13 Padawan mistress, and I made her wear a bikini.
You know what's cool is talking about these geeky topics so much.
Oh my god, I love it.
But how can we discuss these geeky topics when we're not talking in person? Because I don't like talking
Well-
to people in person. It sucks.
Well, first you go to the AV room because they have a really cool computer.
I love computers.
Yeah, you go there and then you go on www.geekquorum.com.
I love geeks. I like cages.
It's awesome. And then you take your inhaler and you go. I sounded like one of those
The Tuscan Raiders.
Tuscan Raiders.
Sand people. I can shoot at the things that go flying by.
Oh my
the
God.
Pod races.
I did.
I'm gonna be an iPod racer. Bye.
All right. Yeah.
All right, we're back.
We're back.
All right, so
Hey,
how you doing?
I'm doing great. We took a quick break, got some food, and Cages told us, like I said about Cages, he's a
fun guy.
He's a fun guy. He, when he comes up big, he comes up big.
He doesn't say a lot, but when he speaks, you hear him.
When you hear him. And Cages, what happened today?
It wasn't necessarily today, but
All right, so it wasn't today. What happened this week?
You gotta talk a little louder.
I got
Cages.
really bored and ended up watching something on Lifetime. Of all things, yeah.
Fairy.
You're soft.
You soft.
You watched something on Lifetime.
Yes.
It got to the point, Cages, that you had to watch it on Lifetime. Now, what exactly was on Lifetime that you watched?
I can't really remember the title. I think it was like
Was it like
Minnie's like first or something like that.
Was it like woman gets beat up, or like did a woman get killed in the movie?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. It's a
No.
Lifetime movie, but
A daughter killed her mother.
whoa, really?
Yes.
It wasn't like a boyfriend or like a
No.
deadbeat dad.
It was very bizarre.
Was it believable?
Well, I have no idea. It had was it Alec Baldwin in it? It had,
Alec Baldwin was in it.
Yeah,
Wow, nice.
it had
You sure it was Alec and not one of the other ones?
yeah, it was the same one that does was it 30 Rock
Yeah,
or
okay.
whatever.
That's
Yeah.
Alec.
Yep.
What's his name? Who does the was it Law and Order: Criminal Intent?
Yep.
He's in it.
That's a pretty all-star cast for a
Couple
Lifetime
other people.
original movie.
And it's really bizarre because it's all about this one girl who's apparently has his deadbeat mother who's drunk and all this other type of stuff. And
So it really hits close to home, right, Cages?
funny. No, not at all. Not at all.
Yeah, no.
Anyway, she decides.
All right,
to
I don't
take-
care about
yeah.
the movie.
No, Cages, you know what?
I was really paying attention.
I applaud Cages
It was very
because
bizarre.
I was telling him, as funny as it is, when I was in college, my buddies and I, we used to have like Lifetime Original Movie Wednesday. It was like every Wednesday they'd play a Lifetime movie. We'd all be drinking and laughing at the plot and how ridiculous. It was kind of like a Mystery Science Theater 3000 episode, pretty much. Like,
It
we
helped
just
that
kinda,
the girl was actually attractive, so you know.
Yeah, I mean, that's... There you go.
That helped keep the interest.
There was actually a Lifetime original movie on once, like 3 or 4 years ago. It was called She's Too Young, and it had Emma from Degrassi in it.
So that's why you watched
Yeah,
it.
and she got, I think it was like chlamydia or something, and it was really funny.
I wish you'd get it in real life.
She probably
Ouch.
does.
Yeah, probably.
She probably
No, I don't wish that upon anybody. I just wish she'd stop filming Degrassi so Eric could stop talking about it.
Oh, is an episode on right now, John?
Yeah, we're not watching it.
No.
Excellent. Actually, we do have a correction from an astute observer. Our friend Peter Horton sent in an email saying, I'll just read it. Hey, I imagine someone has probably already corrected you on this, but Baby Bowser is Bowser as a baby. This is seen in Yoshi's Island in Super Nintendo, Yoshi's Island on the DS, and Mario and Luigi Partners in Time. And I think you guys were talking about Bowser Jr., who's Bowser's son, who debuts in Mario Sunshine.
Wow, someone's been spending a lot of time on geekqueerum.com.
Yeah. Peter, I guess you're right. We did not accurately answer that question several episodes ago. So if we'd prefer to let Baby Bowser live or Jesus live, I believe that was the question.
That was the question.
That Eric refused to answer.
Yeah, I can't get. I can't do that one.
So I guess I didn't answer correctly. I guess I'll still stick with my answer, whatever it was. But thank you, Peter, for your feedback.
Maybe Peter will know though, because we were debating once too. If Bowser Jr. is Bowser's son, then who is Bowser Jr.'s mom?
That's a great question.
Who is it?
Well, there's
He
only
spent
one
enough time
woman.
with Pete.
There's only
There's
one
only
woman.
one woman in the series that we know of. Well, there's Birdo too.
Well, there's Rosalina. She was the chick in Mario Galaxy.
Yeah, true.
So
But
maybe
Baby
her.
Bowser was around before then.
That's true. So we don't know exactly who.
Maybe Bowser is like Godzilla and he reproduces asexually.
Well, Bowser, he changes his size like in every single game. Like
So
sometimes,
does Mario.
well, you know what I mean. But like sometimes he's like the size of a planet, and then other times he's the same size as Mario. So like, what could he possibly have a kid with Princess Peach or whatever her name is?
That's possible.
No.
Or not real. It's a video game, so I'm not going to get too into it. And I don't really care about the stories in those games at all, just the gameplay. I don't think anybody's ever played Mario for the story.
Well, I did actually, but
Hence why the movie did so horrible.
speaking of geeky stuff, I don't know if you guys saw in the news, but a guy robbed a bank in a Darth Vader outfit,
Oh, yeah, I heard about
which
it.
I thought was awesome. Like, robbing a bank is not cool, like stealing money, but if you're gonna do it, I mean...
Do it in style. That'd be cool if he had a boombox with him playing that.
I mean, it's funny, too, because, like, did the lady laugh? Like, was he like, now the circle is complete.
Did he use the
I am
force?
the master. Yeah,
Did he choke her?
Yeah.
Give me your money.
What would you do if you had the Force?
If I had the Force?
Yes.
I never really thought about that.
You've never, come on, you grew up a huge Star Wars nerd like me, and you never thought about what you would do if you had the Force?
Oh, well, what I wonder about is what would be more of an influence on people is the way you can influence them through voice and talking, or the actual being able to physically manipulate things. What do you think would be more advantageous?
I think the voice thing would only work on guys, because I don't think...
You don't think women are weak-minded?
I don't know, I just don't think they listen to me that much, so I'm not sure if the Force voice would help with that.
You will listen to podcast
Yeah,
revolution.
exactly. I think I'd rather manipulate objects would be a lot of fun, and yielding a lightsaber could be pretty deadly but awesome.
You don't have to be a Jedi to use a lightsaber.
Yeah, but to be good with it, you do.
I think that's debatable.
Who didn't use who wasn't a Jedi that was skilled with the lightsaber?
Han Solo.
He never used a
He
lightsaber.
cut open a tauntaun.
All right.
Or Hoth.
All right. Yeah, but that
he
was
saved Luke's life with a lightsaber.
Yeah, but that was easy. He just took it out and kind of sliced the thing's stomach, the tauntaun's stomach open.
So?
It's not that hard. It's not like he used it in battle or anything.
I bet he could have. I bet he would have been better than Luke.
I don't know. I still think if I had the Force, I would do a lot of fun stuff. I think, like, all day.
Like cheating in sports.
I would cheat in sports. Definitely would cheat in sports. I would cheat in gambling. I would cheat in...
But isn't that against the Jedi way?
Well, I'd go on the dark side,
Oh,
I
okay.
guess. But
Dark side's more fun. It looks more fun.
yeah, it looks a little more. Unless it's a lot of bad acting, but it's more fun, I think.
You get cooler ships, though.
Yeah, they get cooler color lightsabers, too.
That's true.
They get, like, red and good ones only get, what, like purple and green?
And blue. I think they can get whatever color they want. It depends on what kind of crystals they put into it.
Yeah, that's true. I think you and I should go on geekquorum.com.
Maybe. No, we'd get out geeked pretty horribly.
Probably. I don't think I'm that big of a geek. Would you be interested in having the Force for a day, Cages? You seem really excited about it. You're like, yeah, I would be. What would you do, Kate?
Maybe he does have.
No one Cages would do with the Force. He would change the channels on the TV without using the remote. What would you do if you had the Force, Cages? You got excited. I could see. I could see it.
Right on the head.
I could see it in your eyes. You were getting really excited. What would you do if you had the
Probably has a
Force?
whole list.
It'd be fun to try sports using the Force, trying to do the different.
I wonder if you had the Force, especially if you're Cages, if you could just stand in front of the mirror and pluck your mustache. He's giving me a pretty AJ
Ouch.
face.
I think on
Hey,
the,
it's shorter than last time I was here.
I think
yeah, but it's still there.
on the podcast
It'll be gone for your wedding, trust me.
Excellent.
on the podcast Revolution Facebook page, we should have a picture of Frenchie and Cages, and we should have a vote on who has the better mustache. I don't know who does.
Or which mustache will scare children easier.
Cages, what do you think?
Ouch.
Do you scare young children?
I'd like to hope not.
He's one of the kinds of people that their parents say, stay away from that guy.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
Cages, have you ever done anything questionable around children
Not that I can think of. Why?
other than grow a mustache?
Well, that's better than growing anything else around children.
You've got a very kind of twisted mind there, huh?
Sorry, you made me watch Dexter. He kills a lot of people like that.
Yeah, but he kills people who do that stuff to children. So.
That's what I just said.
Yeah, true.
Speaking of twisted, I don't know if you guys saw, there's this Belgian, or I'm sorry, it's a Scottish beer company, but it's a Belgian style ale. They're called Brewdog, and they have beer. It's bought like a regular bottle of beer. It's $700 a bottle, and it comes in a roadkill, like it's like in a dead squirrel's mouth. Yeah. Why? Like, this is like Candwich. Like, why is this? Why are people buying these things? Like, why?
I have a feeling they're going to be going out of business pretty soon. I don't see the market for that.
I guess they've like sold out though. Like,
Really?
people are really buying from
$700?
a bottle. Yeah. For this beer, I've heard it's really bad beer.
Well, I don't think they're buying it for the beer. Because you could get beer for a little bit cheaper than that.
You can also get roadkill for a little bit cheaper than that.
Yeah, you get that pretty much for free.
What do you think, Cages? Would you drink beer out of a dead animal?
Probably not, but unlike those people, I haven't had any desire to French a dead animal. So
I like that he didn't just come out with an outright no. He said probably not, leaving in the possibility that
There's
he
some
might
possibility.
potentially have some.
Cages, what's the weirdest thing you've ever done in your life?
I don't know.
Come on, Cages. You gotta tell me. This is
Well, this is a tough question to put to someone on the spot.
Yeah.
Okay, Eric, what's the weirdest thing you've ever done?
the weirdest thing I've ever done. Probably brought a 30 rack of beer into the Santa Claus 2. Or no, 3, I'm sorry. With my friends.
That's kind of weird. I don't know if that I'd call that weird. I'd just say that's...
I don't know, getting
Interesting.
drunk at a children's movie. I mean, granted, it was like 11 o'clock at night. We were the only ones in there. But
I thought they usually didn't show children's movies past, like...
they do in Vermont. It's a very interesting state.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'd say that's probably one of the most questionable things I've ever done in my life before. I mean, it was fun, don't get me wrong. It was very entertaining, but I think it was very weird looking back on it. What about you?
Well, weird. It really depends on your definition. But on the spot, I can't really think of anything exceptionally weird. But I can tell you something weird that's happened to producer Melissa. And
She looks a little nervous right now.
she's gonna know where I'm going as soon as I get to this. We were on the Superman roller coaster, now called Bizarro, at Six Flags several years ago.
Wait, they changed its name?
Yes, it's Bizarre now. They repainted it and stuff.
That's
it's
stupid.
the same ride.
I thought it was a new ride.
So I'm sorry.
Okay.
But anyways, we were on the ride. We waited, got right in the front row, and we went through the whole thing. Had a blast. It was awesome. Anybody who's gone on the ride knows about it. Cages. We discussed roller coasters earlier. You're going to be going on at some point.
Yeah, Cages doesn't like
Good luck
roller
with that.
coasters.
All right, but anyways, we went through, had fun. At the very end of the ride, we were sitting waiting to be unstrapped, and we noticed some weird substance all over Melissa. And then I noticed it on the front of the cart, and I didn't know what it was. And like we thought could have been someone's puke at first, but there were no loops on the ride, and it was so there's no chance. And we're in the front row, so it couldn't have been puke. Then I looked around some more, and I noticed some feathers and some eggshell on the front. And yeah, a bird splattered on the front and went all over her.
Nice. So a bird got destroyed by the ride and went all over you.
And this was in the height of the avian bird flu season, so she was a little freaking out.
That's pretty awesome,
But
actually.
But the park was nice enough to give her a new T-shirt for free, which was 10 sizes too big, and and to give her to give us a ride, a ticket to cut in front of any line we wanted for once, which I think it should have been any line we wanted all day. But we used it, and they forgot to collect it, so we got to cut another line. So that was cool.
Wow, that's pretty
So
disgusting.
she sacrificed her shirt.
What kind of bird was it?
We have no idea. A dead bird.
Birds like attack people on roller coasters. I remember that like Italian model Fabio. He was like on cheesy like UPN TV shows.
He
and
got
stuff.
hit in the face, I think.
Well, bird, it actually stayed on him, but kept pecking at his face. And it was an upside down roller coaster, so he had this big harness in front of him. And it actually stayed on the ride. It didn't move or anything. And it just kept pecking at his face. So his bone was actually like showing out of his face. But this was a big deal because he's a model, you know. He's like, I can't believe it's not butter. Like he has, you know, he was that guy. So yeah, birds and rides. And I remember my first job, actually, I worked at a amusement park and I was a ride attendant. And man, there was a lot of gross things that happened on that ride. The corkscrew at Canopy.
Yeah.
There's some, people, go to the bathroom on the ride during it, and
Yeah, people lose their minds when they're in public sometimes.
I don't get why people freak out about roller cages. Why not a roller coaster?
It's funny, he just told me earlier that he was about to go on the corkscrew, and he was walking under it, and right when he was walking under it, went right above him, and he heard the people screaming, and he turned around and ran away crying.
I didn't run away crying, you jerk.
You just ran away, though.
Yeah, I turned right around. Yes.
And then you cried.
No.
On the inside. But no, we kid you, cages. That's my catchphrase. But no, so what is it about roller coasters? I mean, is it the heights? Is it the what is it?
I just don't like the speed, the drops, and
But you
all that
snowboard. Snowboarding is probably, in my opinion, because I snowboard
You've
too.
driven
It's-
with
I think
you've driven with
snowboarding-
Melissa.
Yeah, I know. You've survived that. She drives like 100 on residential roads with like children playing. So
I
I mean,
suppose it's more of a kind of a comfort in control feeling. Like when I'm snowboarding, I feel like I'm in control. I can do anything at any time, stop if I need to. Roller coaster, obviously, you're not in control of how fast it's going
Cages.
when it
What-
stops.
what if,
I'm
like,
just freaked by
the
it.
hottest girl ever, like hotter than the girl in the Lifetime movie you watched, came up to you, was like, Cages, I want to go on that roller coaster with you.
But first, you have to give me your phone number.
Yeah. First, you'd have to somehow give her a phone number. You'd probably give her mine or John's. And then, second, you'd have to get on that roller coaster. So, would you do it?
I would probably suck it up.
Really?
Probably.
Cages, I will pay your ticket to an amusement, to Canopy, in a few weeks. And we'll document this. We'll bring a video camera and everything. Cages, I will pay your ticket if you go on the corkscrew with me. Cages. This is going to be the easiest $30 you've ever made in your life.
We could make that into a short film.
We
Cages
could.
overcoming his fear.
Cages, you got to do
I
this.
don't know about that.
Cages. Did you know the corkscrew's not even like a real roller coaster? When I worked at Canby, if you look up the history of it, it was supposed to be put in a mall in the Midwest. Because it's tiny. It's really not. It's like, what? It's like the size of it's like 35 yards. Like,
It's like 30 seconds.
yeah, it's like one drop, one little loop-de-loop. That's it. It's like, it's a green circle of roller coasters.
It's 2 loop-de-loops, by the way.
2, but it sucks. It's like the worst roller coaster I've ever been on in my life. Cages, I will pay for your ticket. This is a big deal
I don't
here.
know.
Cages, we could document this. We could get some video footage. We could even get the audio. We could put this in the
Would
podcast.
you be more afraid of the corkscrew, which goes upside down, or the Yankee Cannonball, which goes slightly higher, but it's old and rickety, but still well maintained?
Actually, it's not. I had a crash like a few years ago.
That had
I
to
worked
do-
there that summer.
Thanks, that makes it so much better.
Wasn't that user error, not ride error?
I don't know. I worked there that summer when it happened, though. Not the day when it happened.
Okay.
I wasn't working that ride, but I did work that ride a few times. Cages. Come on now. I mean, this on a scale of 1 to 10. In all honesty, cause I've been on lots of roller coasters. The corkscrew is probably like a 1.5. Yeah, it goes upside down, but it goes up, down, loop, loop, done. It's like 13 seconds long. It's awful. It's a horrendous ride.
Actually,
Cage.
like the first segment, this one's running long, so we got to go to commercial. So cages. Spill your guts.
Do you have it?
I don't know about that.
All right, fine, Cages, fine.
And we do have a question from a listener.
Oh, we do?
Yes, which we'll get to after the break.
I love my dog, but sometimes I need to go on vacation. And when I do, I feel so lonely. But then one day, I got a call, and my friend suggested a podcast. And then I went to PaPaPromise.com. And we're back. I think Jon has an excellent career ahead of him as an opera singer. You're actually, could probably do it, I bet, with training and stuff. You got the...
I could be like that
You got
guy.
the pipes to do it, you know?
Yeah, that'd be fun.
But
I could sing the national anthem before games.
you could. I don't know if you would
Except
do it.
I wouldn't, because I don't like that song.
That's true, yeah.
No offense to America, because I love America. It's my country, but our national anthem sucks, and we should get a new one.
How would you have it go if you could have a new one?
Well, I'd make it something that people can actually sing and wouldn't butcher left and right.
I agree with you on that. I think our
And-
national anthem is one of the hardest in
And
the world.
I'd
to
make
sing.
it more fun, something that people can sing along to, like the Canadian one. Maybe I'd throw some Olays in there. No, I'm just kidding.
add a guitar solo or something. But we did get some live feedback here, and one of our listeners, Janine from Barrie, Vermont, she has, because Vermont is a little behind on the times, she has to go to McDonald's in her town in order to download the podcasts. That is dedication right there, because they have Wi-Fi there.
Yeah, McDonald's.
That is awesome dedication. So Janine, thank you. And she's telling me, you better give me a shout out because I have to buy McD's $1 iced coffees in order to stay here and download all your podcasts. So Janine, thank you very much.
You should get a McFlurry instead.
I think I do like McFlurries.
Yeah.
Those are good.
Yeah,
Those are
screw
really
your
good.
iced coffees. Get French fries or something.
She was really angry because episode 14 wouldn't download, and then when we made the announcement on the Facebook group that episode 14 is up because we were having problems earlier, she had to go back to McDonald's to download it. So this is the same girl that she listened to, I think, 10 in a row with her friends. They did a marathon.
Her and our buddy Josh Roberts are the only marathon listeners we know about. But
So,
I'm
yeah,
sure there's more out there.
That's awesome. So everybody, for all our listeners, if you want to send us your stories on how Podcast Revolution, or PPR as we call it for short, has touched your life, please let us know.
Cages, how's this show touched your life? How many episodes have you listened to that you're not in?
Not many.
So when you're singing at home, you should listen to this while you work out. It'll help motivate you.
I don't know.
on
I'd
that.
probably be laughing during it, and that's not really
Laughing
good.
is a good aerobic workout,
It
I
is.
think.
It works your abs. It works your good feeling inside, I suppose.
It reduces your stress levels.
Yeah, it does. Cages, what kind of music do you listen to when you work out?
I don't know. Depends.
The Dexter theme song.
Yeah, not really. Generally rock. I don't know.
Like what kind of rock? What bands are your favorite?
Yeah,
to listen
rock
to?
is too every. Yeah, that's too broad.
Rock is pretty much everything. So what really gets the juices flowing, ready to rock?
What makes you cages it out? What makes you? What makes you grow that mustache hair at an incredible rate?
I hate you.
Cages, we're just jealous that we don't have as much testosterone as you. So don't take it as an affront.
That explains it.
That's all we're saying. That's it. And
I
that's
got
all.
you.
So what is it, Cages? What are your favorite bands, anyways? I'm sure there's plenty of listeners that want to know. When I meet Cages, I want to know what he's into. So what are your favorite?
For the most part, I don't really have like favorite bands. I usually go by song.
Okay, well, what are some recent songs you like that you've been listening to?
Was it Airplanes? I thought was interesting.
Oh, is that rap song?
I think it raps at
Yeah,
points,
okay, yep.
It's got
the singer from
what's her name?
Paramore. Yep, okay, I know that song. That one's catchy. It's actually the #1 song in the country, so that's what gets the Cages juices flowing. So,
All right, well, enough about Cages and his musical testosterone abilities. Let's get into our listener mail.
All right.
So our buddy Evelyn Ewan, she says, first of all, you guys rock, and you should stop hitting on Jersey so much. And
it's so. I mean, Jersey just hates on itself. I mean, it's like a layup. It's pretty easy to make.
Yeah, we're probably not going to honor that request.
Yeah.
But she has a question for us. She says, "Once a cheater, always a cheater. Is this true or false? Can people change?"
To answer you truthfully, to be serious, I say no. I don't know. What's your opinion, John? Maybe I can clarify. I'm more of a. I don't know. I'm the kind of person that thinks that you can't lose your stripes. It's you are what you are. So if you cheat, I think you're generally a cheater.
Yeah, that's pretty true. I haven't seen anything to refute it. I mean, I'm sure there's people who have gone astray and then not done it again, but it doesn't mean they didn't want to necessarily. How about you, Cages?
Well, I think it really depends on the circumstances. I mean, like, I don't really know how to really put that.
Is Evelyn in like a relationship right now with a cheater, or is something? Because in my opinion, I think in relationships you kind of are what you are, and if you're in a relationship with someone, there's no such thing as perfection. Everyone's gonna have faults. Some of them you can work on with the person. Other of them you just gotta stomach it and deal with it. Kind of like if a girl is to ever marry me one day, she's going to have to put up with 82 Bruins games a year and 162 Red Sox games. And
so you're giving her a reason to cheat.
He's giving her ample time. Yes.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, John's the one getting married here, so maybe he could answer on a more relationship level, I suppose. I don't know. That's my opinion, is that there's certain things that you just got to deal with. So if someone's a cheater, you just gotta look past it sometimes.
Well, you gotta know what you're getting into, and I don't know. I wonder if there's a correlation between how often a person cheats on tests or anything like that, and how often they cheat on a spouse. I mean, is it just that it's the same word that happens to be used in that situation, or is there a relation between those instances?
That's a good point. I don't know. I
cheated on a lot of tests.
Yeah, I did up until I was about 16. Not like a lot, but I definitely cheated on tests till I was probably about 16, 17, and then I just couldn't live with myself pretty much. That's, I remember during a math test, if someone had multiple choice, but in all honesty, the last time I cheated on a test, I think I was 17 years old. What about you?
I think the last time I cheated was on vocab tests, which I had a pretty ingenious method of cheating, which I will share with the world.
All right, what is this ingenious method?
All right, so what I did was I every day in the class I'd bring in a little bag of chips and I'd eat out of them like you do with chips. And on days of vocab tests beforehand, I'd cut up little pieces of paper and I'd put the English on one side and the Russian on the other side. And then I'd stuff them in my bag of chips I'd be eating.
That is genius.
I'd pull one out, put it in my pocket, eat, pull one out, put it in my pocket.
That is really good.
And I purposely misspelled some words just so I wouldn't look too
catch
perfect.
On.
Yeah.
That is really. I never see when I was. I actually got caught once when I was 15. I got in trouble. I got detention and stuff. That's really good. I never. I remember people used to take a water bottle and they would take the label off of it.
Yeah.
And they would write all the math like
Equations
theorems
and
and
stuff.
equations and stuff, and then they put the label back on the water. They'd drink the water, and then you could look through. If you held it at an angle, you could see everything on the label. Me, I was kind of more of your general, let me look over the person's shoulder in front of me and
Yeah.
hope they're right kind of thing. But it was never like I cheated on a whole test. I always studied. It was like maybe like twice a year up until I was about a junior in high school. Like it would be like I probably would have got an A anyways, but I just wanted to get like it's like oh crap, I don't know this last question. Ooh, what did she put? All right, C sounds good. Like, what about you, Cages? What's yours?
I'm not gonna say I haven't like looked over somebody's shoulder before, but generally I just do it if like I'm not really sure on what type of an answer it is, or like I have a vague idea. Like, okay, I think it's between these two. Like,
Yeah.
It's funny. In one of my
although it helps if the person in front of you is not like a complete
right.
idiot.
Yeah.
But-
In one of my classes, we had a test on the Bill of Rights, and there was a poster in the class that had all of them listed on it. So I sat next to the poster, and the teacher didn't cover it or take it down, and I used it on the test. And afterwards, the teacher was like, "So, Mr. Turcotte, utilizing your resources, huh?" And apparently that was a compliment.
I used to put like under my desk, like they'd be like, all right, everybody take your books like off your desk, and I'd kind of put them under my chair, but I'd leave like a note card on the top or something. And
Yeah.
there'd be like a theory or something I could never remember. But I never cheated once in college though, never once on
Right.
anything.
Yeah, in college, all my stuff.
I don't know. I feel like I kind of just matured. It was like this is bad. Like, you got to learn from your mistakes.
Right.
And you're not gonna.
And I had
You know?
I had all essays in college, so I really couldn't.
Yeah.
But speaking of cheating, Melissa's brother at one point, this is pretty funny. He I believe it was To Kill a Mockingbird. He had to read that and do a short report on the first couple chapters. So he went to what's that website? SparkNotes. And he literally copy and pasted the section for that chapter. And he didn't even... It just went to the Word document as a straight block. He didn't even indent or make it into paragraphs. He just left it as one long block. And I was like, you don't even know what this word means. He's like, the teacher won't care. And the teacher did care.
Did he get like suspended or anything?
I know he got a 0 on the project, and I think he might have been disciplined. I can't remember the extent of it,
That's
but it
really
wasn't
funny.
it wasn't as bad as it could have been because the teacher was lenient with him. But I mean, if you're gonna plagiarize, you gotta not be that stupid.
I always hated when people copied off of me. Like in college, there was like this one guy that sat behind me in a few of my business classes, and it was just really obnoxious. It was like he was in my bubble, just kind of like head like glancing. Like, oh, it really, really used to drive me crazy. I get that queasy, like, you get away, you're cheating on my crap. Like, I hate you. But I don't know. Like, I just feel like cheating now. Like, I remember I got like a D on one of my accounting exams in college, and even though I got a D, I almost felt good because it was like, all right, like I earned this D. Like, it wasn't like, I cheated or I didn't study, that sort of thing. But
All right, well, actually, this podcast's running a little bit long, but I think we should do our third commercial and then get into the
wait,
stretch.
I got one. Maybe this could be a topic for the next one, but our listeners can think about this.
Okay.
Because I need help with this.
Wait after the break.
All right, fine.
This is how Cages sounds when he indulges on an O'Doul's. Cages. And he just fell off of his stool and broke his neck. Wow. And O'Doul's isn't alcoholic, by the way, Cages.
Oh well.
Alright, we'll try it one last time, Cages.
Come on.
Alright, and we're back.
That was our failed attempt at a commercial. But Cages actually fell out of his stool during the making of it.
He was getting a little flustered, pretending to be drunk.
And he fell down.
It's not easy with you harassing
Nah.
me behind me.
Well, I was trying to get you to get angry in the mic.
You wouldn't like Cage's when he's angry.
Nah, I don't think I would. But as I was saying previously, that I think would be good email topics is I am redoing my bedroom because I live at home with my mom and dad. My room looks like a 12-year-old lives in it. So I need some ideas for how to make a room manly. Do you have any ideas, KJ?
So we need like a queer eye for the... Yeah.
Well, more just like help me listeners for the Eric guy.
No, I don't want this topic on the show at all. I don't care about your room.
No, I do because I need help. I honestly have no clue what to do, and I figured the list.
Good call, Cages.
Touche, Cages. Touche.
Yeah, then it won't look like a 12-year-old girl lives in the room. At least.
Yeah, pretty much. So if any listeners have any ideas for...
Maybe you should get a nautical theme in your room. You already have the little frog. Maybe you should get like a whole wall aquarium. That'd be kind of cool.
That'd be cool. Just like, like a sea lion swimming throughout my room.
Get like a 600-gallon tank and...
I would actually enjoy a huge fish tank in my room. I think that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Like with a shark in it and stuff.
Maybe not so much with a shark. That would take up your whole room, plus a few rooms.
Maybe with some clownfish. Clown on her. Anyways, going on. We're pretty much near the end of the show. We do have some recommendations for movies.
We talked about movies.
Okay, movies. I guess not.
Let's talk about movies.
Cages, what do you want to recommend?
Let's just talk about. Well, we kind of brought it up earlier. What our favorite band is. So we could we could actually go into that and say what our favorite band is and why you like it.
That's a tough choice for me.
That's a tough choice.
Yeah.
How about favorite active band? Does that make it a little bit easier?
Yeah, I guess.
You guess?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay. Eric, you want to start us off then?
My favorite active band is probably Radiohead, I'd say.
Radiohead?
Probably Radiohead.
Bacteria Mike is a big Radiohead fan.
He is. I think he would enjoy a Radiohead concert. I've been to two. They're very, very... I think Hippie Dave and Bacteria Mike would have a blast at that concert. It's not really my scene, but I do enjoy the music a lot. But it's my favorite. What about you?
For me, my favorite band is Bad Religion, which they're a great punk band. The singer is a college. He teaches in college. He has his PhD
At Cornell too. I mean, that's a good school.
Yeah, well, he has his PhD from Cornell. He teaches at UCLA now.
Oh, that's a good school too.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a good band. They've been around since 1980.
Yeah.
And they have a new CD coming out, and they're going to be playing at the House of Rock in Boston.
Nice.
So I'm excited to go to that.
Cages, what's your favorite band right now?
I guess the band that I've listened to for the longest time, and you guys are definitely gonna laugh, is the
Hootie and the Blowfish.
No, the
Raffi.
No.
Their wheels on the bus go round and round.
I know. Okay, Cages loves the Wiggles, dude.
No.
The Wiggles?
Yeah, Cages loves that,
Is
man.
the
Baja Man.
No.
Who let the dogs out?
It's the
Cages.
The Bare Naked Ladies.
Actually, to be honest with you, Cages, I mean, they're not... I don't know. I mean, I don't hate them. They got a few catchy songs.
In here, I thought you'd laugh about the name.
Cages.
You can't laugh about band names.
Cages. You always look at us like we're making fun of you. Cages. We enjoy having you.
I wonder why.
Cages. You are probably... I think Cages is a huge part of the show.
He is.
And
we need to embrace his spirit more.
I know.
Oh, God.
His soul comes out so much over the airwaves.
Cages, you're easily everyone's favorite guest star. Easily. Like, if we had a poll, I bet you'd win, like, hands down. I don't think anyone would come close to beating you.
Well, he's also been on the show enough so they get to know him, but that helps him a bit. But he's an interesting guy.
I totally think so. Cages.
He has a future in podcasting.
That would be... Cages, maybe that could be your future. How cool would that be?
Be interesting. I don't know if I could do your job, though.
Oh, you could definitely do Frenchie's job.
Oh, man. But anyways...
Actually, well, maybe I should discuss what French and I did over the last weekend.
Can we talk about that on the air? Is that appropriate?
Get your laughs out.
Cages, right? I found it. Thank you.
For what he was implying, which is not indeed what happened.
Oh, okay.
No, we participated in a 24-hour...
Oh, jeez! God, 24 hours, Sean?
a charity hockey event
Oh.
to benefit children. Yeah.
Oh.
So, not really what you were implying.
So you and Mike like to benefit children?
Wow. You're completely twisting everything, Eric.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. No, I actually did come by, and it was great. Another shout out would be to Minna. One of our favorite listeners, Minna, was
Yeah, you
there.
finally met her.
And she's very nice, and it was really cool to meet one of our favorite listeners, really. So, Minna, thank you.
She said you're not as smug in person as you are on the radio.
That's true.
Which we don't want to talk about that too much on the air because we need to keep up your persona.
Yeah, pretty much. I got a lot to live too, so.
But no, actually, one of my favorite parts from it was you actually witnessed was the breakaway relay contest.
Yeah, Jon won a contest. He took the goalies on one in a shootout.
Well, it was
drill.
What we did was there's 8 locker rooms, so there were 8 teams, and it was basically a tournament style setup, and each team had picked 5 players to go down and shoot on a goalie, and then they'd face off against another team. So the other team would go down and shoot on that locker room's goalie. Yep. And I scored a goal in the first 2 rounds, and then we made it to the championship game, and our goalie had a shutout, so all we needed was 1 goal to win. So the first shooter went, no goal. Second shooter, no goal. Third shooter, no goal. Frenchie, he went down the side, was ready to shoot, and the goalie was very aggressive, dove out and poked it before Frenchie had the chance. So then it was down to me. And I did the same exact move on shots 1 and 2, so I figured I was going to do it on the third one too. Eric urged me to do this fancy maneuver that I can't do very well, but I stuck with the tried and true, and I stepped up when I had to, and I was the hero.
Actually, I think the goalie just screwed up more than you were the hero.
Nope, I was the hero.
I'm just kidding.
He bit.
I'm kidding. It was actually a really good move Jon made. I was there to experience.
You thrice saw my move.
I did. So that was it was fun. It's a great cause. I'm happy you guys raised a lot of money. So
benefiting the Nashua Children's Home, helping kids who've had a rough go so far.
Maybe once we get some more listeners, so everybody get more people to listen, we could do our own charity event.
Yeah, we need to find someone to sponsor. That's the thing I'd have difficulty doing is, like, people would present you with different things to sponsor, and it's hard to choose, like, oh, this cause is better than this cause.
Yeah, but you can't look at it that way. You just gotta look at it as, it is what it is, and what you're doing is good. So
you have to go with what means more to you.
You can't help everybody, so. But maybe once we get our viewers up, maybe in like a year, and hopefully when the thousands of screaming Cages fans will show up and really we can figure something out. But that would be kind of fun too. So
girls will faint when they see him.
They will.
Man, I mean that in a good way, Cages. They'll be going Cages, oh, like that.
Dude, they're gonna want that mustache. That's
the mustache ride.
The mustache ride. That's right. So. Anyways, I think we're just about done. So thank you everybody again.
Yeah, that should do it. Cages, any closing comments?
No.
Cages, you're going on a roller coaster.
No, that's
keep telling yourself.
No,
that.
that's going to be the next big documentary. Is Cages goes to the park?
It's going to be
or something
incredible.
along those lines. I can't wait. The production's beginning immediately.
You notice I don't have any say in this.
No, you
absolutely not, Cages.
You do as you're told.
Somehow that explains a lot.
All right, so I'd like to thank Cages for
Cages.
showing up right at the nick of time, and I'd like to thank Eric for just being himself.
Thank you.
And he always brings a lot to the show, obviously.
I absolutely do.
I'd like to thank myself, because without me and Eric, the show wouldn't be possible. And I'll thank the listeners.
Without Cages, it wouldn't be awesome.
It would be pretty awesome. Just not as awesome.
Oh, okay.
And I'd like to thank Peter.
Way to not give Cages anything.
He knows what he is. Cages, I'm pausing so you can respond.
No,
I'm Cages, God damn it.
All right, yeah, I'd like to thank Peter for helping clarify the Baby Bowser issue. And I'd also like to thank
Ourselves.
We already thanked ourselves.
Thanks,
Well,
Jay.
I just like to thank our Facebook group listeners and everybody who sends in emails. So continue to invite your friends, let them enjoy this experience with you, and feel good about yourself. Eric, say goodbye.
Au revoir.
Auf Wiedersehen. Das Vidania. Bye, Cages!
Cages, you gotta say bye.
See ya.
Oh, pants down.